konnichiwa.
Yes! Here we go! Yes! Yeah! Finish!
Hey there, quick word before I start. Whenever I say 3DS in this video, I mean all models of the 3DS family, including the 2DS, XL models, and new XL models, as all these models have now lost the Nintendo eShop services. The Wii U eShop is also closed, although that's a different story. This is for the 3DS family. Thanks! With the Nintendo eShop officially closing on the 3DS and Wii U as of March 27, 2023, or the release of this video, it's safe to say that the 3DS has had its final stand, and is now resting with its console predecessors in Nintendo's realm of terminated services, with the Wii U in the eyes of Nintendo. The 3DS, Nintendo's third installment in the DS series, with the DS, DSi, and 3DS, was released in February of 2011 and would find itself with roughly 76 million units sold, and unfortunately couldn't beat its predecessor, the Nintendo DS family, which over doubled the 3DS's units sold, with 154 million sales. But I digress. The 3DS was such a great handheld console that's touched so many lives. I remember wanting to get a 3DS so badly after getting to play Mario Kart 7 on my cousin's 3DS and seeing my friend play retro games and Super Smash Bros. On his 2DS. I remember seeing him play Excitebike and that kind of stuff, and I remember playing that on my dad's Nintendo, and it was just really fun. And it took me until 2020 to finally get one, as a friend of my mom's had one that she didn't use much and decided to give it to me. Until then, I had to settle with my original DS Lite in a Nerf case. And I think that one's aged a bit. As I got my 3DS, I was introduced to the community of people who still love it. While Street Passes nowadays can make you feel like a royalty with access to such a rare gift, as not many people carry around their 3DSs outside with them, and the community still loves the games that the 3DS offers. And modders have brought back some services like Nintendo Zone with Satella Zone. Despite Nintendo terminating these services, the modding community tries their best to bring them back. The 3DS has such great services and games, with over 1,000 games in the eShop and over 400 physical games, which also means we could have lost a lot of games from the eShop's closing. Luckily for us, however, the 3DS has a great community, both in modding and in game preservation. Thanks to this community, these games aren't lost forever, with a huge thanks to the completionist team, who spent a long tedious time and over $20,000 buying every single game and DLC on the 3DS and Wii U eShop. If you don't know, the 3DS DLCs on the eShop are kinda tedious to get, especially since you have to open the games in order to buy them. There's no specific DLC area like there is on the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch, and so they had to go in to the games and buy every single DLC. My respect for that team is immense, especially with them donating all the games to the Video Game History Foundation, saved from extinction due to the loss of the eShop. The 3DS also has such a great modding community, who will definitely share ways to still get games despite the eShop's death, for the price of a little of your morality. If you want to know more, just search up Homebrew 3DS. That's just as far as I'm going to go for this video, or go to the description and see the link that I prepared there. Compared to the Switch, Nintendo's answer for the next portable console, the 3DS actually has so many cool features that I wish Nintendo really brought to the Switch. Like Download Play, that allowed people with the game to play locally with people that didn't have the game. I remember playing with some of my friends on the school bus last year, playing Mario Kart 7 and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games with them, despite not owning the game. I love this feature as you didn't have to buy the game just to play with some friends. Like paying $60 to race once with some friends in Mario Kart if you want to play on your Switch and they want to play on their Switch, and you just have to get the game on multiple consoles, and it just sucks that way. I also remember my sister and I being surprised as the 3DS also allowed download play with DS Lites and older DS models, such as the DSi or something, as long as they were Nintendo DS games. So we could still play New Super Mario Bros. Multiplayer for the Nintendo DS, and it was great. If you've never played New Super Mario Bros. Multiplayer, I highly recommend it. The minigames are the best. That's where Luigi Poker comes from, and the Mario vs. Luigi part, it goes crazy. I have some good memories with that one. the 3DS even had Netflix. It had Netflix until June 2021, something the Switch hasn't even had, and it's existed since 2017. It has Hulu, it has YouTube, but it doesn't have Netflix. Why, Nintendo? I personally think it would have been great if you could download shows, but for me it was still funny watching Parks and Recreation in 2020 on a 3DS while just chilling at home. The backwards compatibility on the 3DS was great too, allowing its users to play all Nintendo DS games with the cartridges, and some DSiWare on the eShop. The 3DS also had NES, SNES, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color games on the eShop. And if you want to get technical, they also did have Game Boy Advance games, but that's only if you bought the 3DS before they marked the price down, and they gave you, I think, like $50 credit or something like that. The eShop offered a vast selection of games from older Nintendo consoles not stuck behind a subscription paywall, unlike the Switch, and rather just a single paywall per game. So in other words, you just pay for the game once and then you can play it, download it, do whatever you want with it. Street Pass with its Find Me game, puzzle swap activity, and just collection of other Miis was also really cool. And I have huge respect for all the games that supported Street Pass, especially Tomodachi Life. I just love how you can send travelers to other islands, and the port with item exchange with specific items per island. I just thought that was really cool. Getting exclusive stuff from other islands that you couldn't get at your own island, and there's actually a mild benefit from playing with friends if your friends have a 3DS and happen to own Tomodachi Life. Unfortunately, Street Pass is barely seen nowadays, but it's still great if you can Street Pass one of your friends with the 3DS. Now, the 3DS isn't dead. Thanks to the modding community, it can still be very much living if you decide to mod your 3DS or 2DS. There are so many mods giving so many reasons to still be using a 3DS today. And while the eShop is dead, that won't stop the great modding community. So if you have a 3DS, go out there, use it, and extend its use by modding it. There's still a great catalog of games that you can find physically, like Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 7, Pokemon, sorry for all those people who hate the 3D style, Legend of Zelda remakes, Fire Emblem, and Animal Crossing New Leaf. These are great games, and that's just a little bit of what the 3DS has to offer. And you can still find some of these games at like GameStop or your local video game place, I don't know, if you want to go out shopping and get the physical cartridge. The physical cartridges are still cool. I mean, I still have some. I personally think it's still worth getting a 3DS today, despite the eShop's death for the modding capabilities alone, allowing you to still use the 3DS and then do more. So, all in all, thanks for watching. I don't typically make videos like this, but I'm trying to find what I like to do as far as videos go. If you're interested in what I think about another console, maybe like the Wii U, since I didn't talk about it at all in this video, let me know. Have a good one, and thank you to the 3DS for all the memories given and the memories to come. In the description of this video, there will be a Google Doc, which also just so happens to be the script, video, and music links, as well as somewhat of a bibliography, where I will have resources if you're interested in modding your 3DS. I highly recommend modding it, as you'll learn to love your 3DS again. That's what happened to me. I mean, I got my 3DS in 2020, and then I didn't even mod it until late 2022. I was just interested, and I was super bored on my way home from school in the school bus, so I was like, I wonder if I could have a little fun with my 3DS and start modding it. So I did, and I love it because, you have access to a lot more games, you have access to a lot more stuff that Nintendo didn't have. So you can use YouTube on it again. There's a whole entire shop. You can get custom themes, you can do a lot with it. Let's see, in this document, there aren't too many mods, as I really just know Homebrew and some apps that are on the Universal Updater on Homebrew. So if there are any mods which you'd highly recommend, let me know on Discord. It's in the it'll be in the description, and it's gonna be in the document link. Have a good one.